Welcome back. Please like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel.
Hello, and welcome to our technology update. It is early 2026, and we are seeing a major change in how the world uses artificial intelligence.
That is right, Alex. For the past few years, we focused on large language models that answered our questions. But now, the industry has moved towards something called agentic AI.
This is an important shift. Could you explain the main difference for our listeners?
Certainly. In the past, AI needed a human to give it a prompt for every step. Now, these new agents can work independently. They can manage entire projects from start to finish, such as fixing a global supply chain or developing new software.
So instead of just writing a single email, the AI can now run a whole department's workflow.
Exactly. Major companies like OpenAI and Anthropic have integrated these agents into the heart of big corporations. These systems can actually reason and make decisions on their own.
The data is quite impressive. Reports show that companies using these agents have increased their efficiency by 30%. This is a significant boost for the economy.
It is. However, this independence also creates new challenges. There is a growing global debate about digital sovereignty. People are asking who is really in control when a machine makes the decisions.
That is a key point. As the Trump administration looks at these changes, world leaders are discussing the need for new rules. We need a framework to oversee how these autonomous machines act.
It is a balance between being more productive and staying safe. We are entering a very new era of digital work.
A fascinating topic, Jamie. Thank you for your analysis. We will continue to monitor these developments closely.
Thank you, Alex.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today, we are discussing an important update in the world of technology and digital safety.
That's right. The European Union has just issued a new rule. It requires major organizations to prepare for a technology called post-quantum cryptography, or PQC.
To put it simply, the EU is worried about the future. They are concerned that quantum computers, which will be much faster than today's computers, could eventually break our current security systems.
Exactly. Because of this, the new rule applies to critical sectors like banks, energy grids, and government agencies. They must now use a hybrid security model.
A hybrid model? Could you explain that for our listeners?
Of course. It means they will use a mix of two things: our current security methods, plus new security that is designed to stop even a quantum computer.
It is interesting to see how tech giants are reacting. Companies like Google and Amazon are already updating their cloud services to meet these new standards.
They are moving quickly because of a specific threat called harvest now, decrypt later. This is when hackers steal protected data today, hoping to unlock it in the future when quantum technology becomes available.
This shift is being called the most significant update to internet security in decades. It's a global effort to keep data safe for the long term.
Indeed. While the U.S. government under President Trump is also looking at new technology policies, this move by the EU sets a very clear standard for the rest of the world.
It is a complex transition, but a necessary one for our digital future. Thank you for the clear explanation, Alex.
My pleasure. Thank you for joining us today. We will see you next time.
Good morning. Today, we are looking at the latest global economic update. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, has just released its outlook for 2026.
Hello, Alex. The report brings some positive news. The IMF projects that the global economy will grow by 3.3% in 2026. This shows that the world economy remains quite resilient.
That is a steady figure. Many people were worried about changing trade policies under President Trump's administration, but the report suggests the economy is handling these changes well. What is driving this growth, Jamie?
There are two main reasons. First, private companies are investing a massive amount of money into artificial intelligence. Second, global supply chains have become very flexible. These two factors have helped balance out the challenges from new trade policies.
Let's talk about inflation. Prices have been a major concern for families everywhere. Is there any relief in sight?
Yes. The IMF says global inflation is cooling down towards 3.8%. However, the United States is expected to reach its inflation targets more slowly than other wealthy nations. It is a gradual process.
Are there any specific risks that could hurt this growth?
The IMF mentioned a few. High levels of public debt and ongoing international tensions remain the primary threats to stability. We must watch those closely.
But there is also a potential upside, isn't there?
Exactly. If companies adopt AI quickly and effectively, we could see a productivity boom. This would mean the economy grows even faster than predicted.
It sounds like a year of steady progress, though we must remain cautious. Thank you for that clear analysis, Jamie.
You are very welcome, Alex.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us for today's economic update. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. It is good to be here. Alex, we are starting today with some very positive news regarding the U.S. economy.
That is right. The Trump administration has released a new forecast for 2026. The Department of Commerce predicts a growth boom of more than 5% in the first quarter of the year.
A 5% growth rate is quite significant. What is the main reason for this optimistic outlook?
Most experts point to the working families tax cuts. These new measures are expected to provide the average household with a refund of nearly $4,000 this year. This should increase personal spending across the country.
It's not just about families, though. There are also new benefits for the industrial sector, correct?
Exactly. The plan includes strong incentives for Made in America manufacturing. It also allows businesses to deduct their research and development costs immediately. These changes have made financial markets very confident.
I've seen that investors are talking about a soft landing. This means they expect the economy to grow steadily without causing high inflation.
That is the goal. However, some economists are still cautious. They are concerned about the long-term impact of the national debt, which is now at $30 trillion.
That is a very large number. It is important to balance immediate growth with long-term financial health.
Indeed. But for now, the general mood is very positive. Both families and large investors are preparing for a busy and productive year.
It will be very interesting to watch these developments. Thank you for that summary, Alex.
Thank you, Jamie. And thank you all for listening to our report. We will see you next time.
Have a great day.
Good morning. Today, we are looking at a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy regarding Latin America.
That is right, Alex. President Trump has recently announced what he calls the Trump corollary to the Monroe Doctrine. This is a new policy framework designed to increase American influence in the region.
The Monroe Doctrine is a very old policy, but this update seems focused on current issues. What are the main goals of this new approach?
The White House is calling it a security-first approach. Following recent military and diplomatic actions in Venezuela, the administration wants to protect U.S. oil interests. They also want to limit the influence of foreign countries in the Western Hemisphere.
So it is about both energy and regional security. What about the issue of migration?
That is a key point, Alex. The president believes that by removing hostile actors and creating a more stable environment, the U.S. can better control the flow of migration from the South.
Of course, a policy this strong will have critics. What are people saying about it?
Some critics argue that this move is too aggressive and represents an expansion of U.S. power. However, the administration maintains that these steps are necessary. They believe a strong U.S. presence ensures national security and creates a stable environment for trade partners.
It is clear that the administration wants to return to a leading role in the region. This policy will certainly change how the U.S. interacts with its neighbors. Thank you for your analysis, Jamie.
You are very welcome, Alex.
Good morning. I'm Alex, and thank you for joining us for today's news update.
Good morning, Alex. We are starting today with a major story regarding international health policy. As of late January 2026, the United States has officially ended its participation in the World Health Organization, also known as the WHO.
This is a significant move. President Trump signed the final executive orders this week to complete the process. This decision is part of a larger strategy that the administration calls American medical sovereignty.
Exactly. The administration argued that the WHO's current policies, specifically those regarding climate-related health initiatives and new global pandemic treaties, did not align with U.S. interests. They believe the U.S. should have more control over its own medical decisions.
So, Jamie, what will happen to the funding that the U.S. previously provided to the WHO?
Instead of funding the global agency, the U.S. is redirecting that money. They plan to focus on bilateral health agreements, which are direct deals between the U.S. and individual countries.
They are also creating a domestic global health task force to manage these efforts.
And how has the WHO responded to this departure?
The WHO expressed regret over the decision. They warned that the U.S. provides a lot of technical expertise and funding. Without these resources, the WHO says it may be more difficult to monitor new viral threats and manage future pandemics.
It is a major change for the global health community. We will have to see how these new bilateral agreements work in practice.
Indeed. We will continue to follow this story as it develops.
Thank you for the report, Jamie. And thank you all for listening. We will be back with more news shortly.
Good morning. Today we look at the final preparations for the 2026 Winter Olympics, which will take place in Milan and Cortina, Italy.
Good morning, Alex. It is a very busy time. Right now, rehearsals are underway at the San Siro Stadium to prepare for the opening ceremony.
The ceremony sounds quite unique. We have learned there will be a dual cauldron lighting. This symbolizes the partnership between the two host cities.
That is correct. In addition to the creative visuals, over 1,200 volunteers are working hard to make the festivities a success. This year is also special because it features a brand new Olympic event, ski mountaineering.
While these sports are exciting, the logistics are a challenge. These games are the most spread out in history. To manage the distance, organizers are using advanced 5G technology.
Yes, this technology is important. It will allow fans in the city centers to watch live video of the athletes in the mountain areas. It connects the different locations perfectly.
Regarding international guests, we expect many high-level visitors. A U.S. delegation, led by Vice President J.D. Vance, is planned to attend the event.
It is a major global moment. Italy is clearly working hard to ensure everything is ready for the world to see.
Indeed. It will be a historic winter for sports and technology. Thank you for joining us for this update.
You are very welcome. We will keep you informed as the games approach.
Good morning, this is Alex. We begin today with a major weather report. Winter Storm Fern is currently moving across North America, causing significant disruptions in many states.
Hello, Alex. This storm is one of the most serious weather events we have seen in 10 years. It began when cold air moved down from the North Pole. Now we see record snowfall in a huge area, stretching from Colorado all the way to Maine.
It is not just the snow that is the problem. In the Great Plains and the South, thick layers of ice are causing serious issues. Many families are without electricity because the ice has damaged power lines.
That is correct. Because of these dangerous conditions, local governments have issued stay-at-home orders. Travel has almost completely stopped at major airports, and many highways are closed.
We know that emergency services are working hard to help. President Trump and federal agencies are monitoring the situation closely to help states restore power and clear the roads.
It is a difficult situation as temperatures stay below zero. However, there is some good news from the weather experts. They expect the storm to move toward the Atlantic Ocean soon. The weather should begin to clear up by early next week.
Until then, we advise everyone to stay indoors and stay warm. Thank you for joining us for this update.
Please stay safe, everyone.
Good evening, I'm Alex. Thank you for joining us for today's medical news update.
Good evening, Alex. Today we are discussing a major breakthrough in how we produce medicine. Researchers have successfully tested a system called cell-free biomanufacturing.
That sounds very technical. Jamie, could you explain what that means for our listeners?
Certainly. Usually, vaccines are made inside living cells. This requires large factories and very specific conditions. However, this new method uses freeze-dried cell parts instead of living organisms.
So it is like a portable kit for making medicine?
Exactly. Because the materials are dried, they do not need to be kept in expensive refrigerators. This is a huge advantage. Currently, keeping medicine cold during travel is a major challenge in remote areas.
That is a very important point. This technology allows doctors to produce life-saving drugs right where the patient is. It is medicine on demand.
It also saves a lot of time and money. Experts say this will help the medical community react much faster to new diseases. Both the government and private companies are supporting this project.
It is an impressive example of American innovation.
This progress supports President Trump's goals of lowering drug costs and improving medical response times across the country.
It truly does. By removing the need for big factories and complex shipping, we can protect more people more quickly.
This technology is a significant step toward a safer and healthier future. Thank you for that clear explanation, Jamie.
You are very welcome, Alex.
That is all for our report today. Thank you for listening.
Goodbye.
Good morning. Today, we are discussing a significant breakthrough in the field of cancer research.
That is right, Alex. A multinational team of scientists has introduced a new way to treat patients using generative AI.
This technology represents a major shift in medicine. Usually, doctors focus on detecting cancer. Now, they are moving toward prediction.
Exactly. The AI system analyzes massive amounts of genetic material and proteins. It can predict with high accuracy which patients will respond well to specific immune system treatments.
This is very important because every patient is different. In the past, doctors often had to use a trial and error approach to see if a medicine worked.
This new framework could end that. During recent studies, this AI-guided approach showed a 15% improvement in survival rates.
That is a remarkable number. It allows clinicians to tailor the treatment to the unique details of a patient's tumor from the very beginning.
It is truly a personalized approach to medicine. Currently, medical boards are reviewing the system to see how it can be integrated into standard hospital practice.
It is a hopeful moment for oncology. Thank you for joining us for this update.
Thank you. We will continue to follow this story as it develops.